Just found on second stop, it's supposed to be a mosaic on the floor which they discovered during the aftermath of bombing of World War II. Roman mosaic. I've walked up and down the road about 3 to 4 times so far, and I can't see any signs for it anywhere, but I read about it on Wikipedia and failed miserably. Okay, next stop then, the Forum Square. So after much wandering around, looking for the mosaic, eventually, I think we found it. So I think if you try and look for Vicolo della Bissa, that looks like the name of the sign. You can see it's just in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's a car park. Not much else around us. All quite modern tower blocks and all that sort of stuff. Not particularly pretty, but look out for the sign that says Rimsky Mosaic. Okay, Rimsky Mosaic. Follow that sign. And eventually, it looks like you end up walking into someone's back garden. And you'll get to see it. Let's just spin the camera around. Like I say, it looks like you're walking into someone's garden. But there on the floor, underneath everything, is a stunning Roman mosaic. Let's see if I can squeeze behind the bars. Okay, let me just turn the camera off and then put it back on when I get it behind the bars. Go now behind the bars and you can see what it actually looks like. So there's very little signage to show what's here, but it's a near perfect mosaic. And like I said, there's actually nothing really around here to tell you what you're looking at, but not bad for a 2,000-year-old mosaic. No signage, but there it is. Another example really of Croatia not doing tourism particularly well. Just a quick guide, if you're looking for mosaic, when you walk down the main precinct, you'll see this bakery behind me saying Pampek. Next to it there's what looks like a small ATM and then a women's clothes shop. Just walk through that clothes shop and you'll actually get to the mosaic. Continuing along that little path we were walking along, it gets us to the Forum Square. Like I said, it's a pretty little square, I suppose. It's surrounded by cafes, lots of people, but there's two real sites of interest here. I'll just turn myself around. So behind me you can see the City Hall, and over to the side over there is the Temple of Augustus, built around the time that Christ was born, a couple of thousand years ago. They're not exactly sure when exactly, but it's a temple to the Emperor Augustus. You can go inside. Let's just wander up and have a look, see what's there. So it's pretty obvious it's Roman. We're looking at it from the design. There are supposed to be a few exhibits inside. I'm not even sure it's even open at the moment. Okay, and so right next to it is the City Hall, which looks less glamorous from the side than what it actually does from the front. Okay, next stop is something completely different for Romans. We're trying to find something called Zero-Straza. Zero-Straza are large tunnels that ran under the city, and they were used during the World Wars, I believe. So it's a bit of a wander up this hill to have a look to them, and then we'll see if I can find them. A sign. So this is the entrance to Zero-Straza. It costs €6 to get in. And there's a little bit about the tunnels here, how they were built before the start of the First World War, when Pula was a main military fort. There's 4 different entrances. Hopefully I'm just going to come out the right entrance because I planned my walk to go in one way and come out the other, but I didn't actually check to see what it was actually called, so this could go horribly wrong. We could end up anywhere. Let's keep walking. The one thing to say about this place is it's definitely a lot cooler down here, and damp, and that's about it really. There's no information, there's no signage, maybe you're not in the right part yet, but at the moment it's just bare concrete walls. Croatia, tourism, you could do better. So as we walk along these tunnels, it changes from the concrete just to chiselled out rock. Conveniently the floor is smooth concrete. I think it gives you some idea of what it was originally like. The doorway. So probably the type of area where people would have taken shelter as a family, or many families. To be honest, I was expecting to see a bit more signage and some photos of what it was originally like. Another doorway here. Let's have a look. Just see what's in here. Okay, so this is probably a bit more like it. Probably, I'm guessing that would be in a toilet. Little hole in the ground. And some places for people to sit, and little benches. That's as far as we can go. So this is probably a bit more like it. But if you watched any of the previous videos, you would have seen we went to a tunnel complex in Jersey. That was used as a hospital. And a lot more signage, a lot more information about what it was and how it was used. Here it's just empty. Spoke too soon. Now I've come to, it looks like the Central Crossroads area, where they do have an exhibition of how this place was. Or at least how Pula was back in the day. Like I said, it gives me a choice now of 3 or 4 different ways to go. And I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to take. I think I'm going to keep going straight. I think that's the way I planned. Brings us to an end of our little wander through the tunnels. Next step, hopefully, we're right near the twin gates, but that's the next thing I was aiming for, but let's find out. Who knows? I may have gone wrong. I normally do. Right next to the exit of the tunnels is this gate here. I thought I'd found it then. I thought, fantastic, we're right next to it, but this is only obviously a single gate, obviously not a twin gate, so we'll keep looking. So literally come out of the exit of the tunnels, turn left, walk about 100 metres, and you're straight onto the twin gates. Once again, normally gates the entrance to the city. So just moved away so the tour guide suddenly come up and start prattling away in my ear next to me. So there's no real history behind these gates apart from the fact that they were part of the old city walls. You can see some of the city walls that still exist around us. But yeah, so this is just really one of the entrances into Pula. I think built around about the 7 BC. Our next stop is to go and find the most famous place in all of Pula, of course, and that's the amphitheatre, and that's just literally another few hundred yards away from here. So let's go and have a look at that. So as you wander through the streets of Pula, most roads lead to the amphitheatre. That's not true actually, this isn't Rome. Actually what actually happens is you're just wandering down back streets, up and down hills, and eventually you find yourself in sight of the amphitheatre. So I'm just going to spin the camera around now, and you can see what I'm seeing. So you can see I'm just walking down an ordinary street, nothing much behind me, and then suddenly you get to see this. just poking out the side. One amphitheatre. Let's go a bit closer and have a proper look. So this amphitheatre was built approximately 2,000 years ago in the 1st AD. It would hold something like about 20,000 people in its heyday when it's fully in use. It was mainly used just for gladiator battles and that sort of stuff. It's one of the largest. It's still all there around the outside. There's not much on the inside. As you can see, there's quite a few lorries here. The reason behind that is actually use this place for concerts and staging shows and all that sort of stuff in there now. So you can see, you might be able to see just inside, they're setting up some staging. We'll probably see a bit more of that when we walk around. But you can see all the walls are there, the external walls are there. And I think it's about the 4th largest amphitheatre, and I think it's the only one that's actually still complete all the way around, even though there's nothing inside, unlike Rome Colosseum, of course, or the one in Tunis. Anyway, let's go and have a closer look and have a look. Decided to go in instead. Let's have a look around. Right, let's go and have a look what we can see inside. So as I was saying, outside you can see they're setting up. They've got a concert here either tomorrow night, I think it is. Absolutely no idea who. I did look it up and completely unmemorable. Never heard them. Probably be in Croatia, nowhere else in the world. But hey, at least you can get down on the floor level of this place. We just look around. It's great to see some of the staging, the seating, the original stuff is still there, I think. Right, spin the camera around and have a look. So as you can see, it's a pretty impressive place. And unlike Rome, it's quite empty. Okay, it's not as impressive as Rome, but it's pretty good still. As I said, this place was mainly used for gladiators. 20,000 people at a time, cheering on these battles to death. Let's have a go on the floor. So here we are inside the amphitheatre at Pula. I'm not really going to, no, I'm not even going to try and give you my best gladiator impression, because I'd fail miserably, but hey, this must have been one scary place when it was in full voice. As you can see behind me, they're setting up for a concert tonight. But wow, what a place to stand on this gravel floor as well. It really gives you a feeling. It's completely different to Rome, where obviously you've got to pay extra to walk everywhere, but here you just wander around freely. Okay, it's not as impressive or as big as Rome, but you certainly get a better feeling of what it was like. Hey, why not go back and watch one of my Rome videos where I actually walked around the Colosseum and see what you think. Let me know in your comments if you've been here before, what you prefer. Do you prefer Pula or do you prefer Rome? Let me know. Okay, let's make our way up these steps. Seriously doubt these are original, but... So up on the terrace seating now. I'm assuming this is seating in its day. May not have been. But this is the view you'd get. Okay, let's work our way up to the highest level I think you can get up to. It's all grassy banks now. What always does amaze me is the size of these steps in these Roman amphitheatres. Considering I thought, you know, back in the day people were a lot shorter, the steps are always huge. So as you might have heard, there's some big steps here. Let's go and find what's in this exhibition down these tricky stairs. Oh wow, this is quite impressive. Tunnels underneath. See if you come to Pula. I must say it was worth coming down to look at the exhibition. There's quite a lot here actually, it's quite interesting. It's also nice and cool. But not only does it tell you a little bit about the amphitheatre, but also a bit about Pula and the Romans. You see a lot of crockery and pots, olive oil, wine, jugs they used to keep. So as exhibitions goes, it concentrates more on Roman history rather than actually Pula. Expecting to see a little bit more about the gladiators and the fights and all that sort of stuff. Interesting to find that it was built during the period of Augustus originally, and then extended over the many centuries. So, plenty to read and see when you come down into the exhibition area. And it's lovely and cool as well, it's nice to get out of the sun. Anyway, let's go back outside. So that's the Pula Amphitheatre. Well worth a visit, I would say. If you're in the Pula area, it's worth the entrance fee. You know, you could just walk around the outside and take pictures. There's nothing to stop you. It's not like Rome, you can get right up and close and stick your hand inside the fences if you wanted to, but I think it's worth paying the €10 for an adult, €5 for a child I saw, so I expect they'll probably do a discount as well for a family. But yeah, worth the look. Right, and really that's kind of it for Pula. There's not much else to show you. There's a castle up on top of the hill somewhere. I haven't found that one yet. If I find that one, I'll let you know. Can't really see it from where we are. But really, if you're in Pula, that's it. Right, next stop, who knows? But we'll get there and I'll film it and I'll show you. So, till then, see you later. So whilst walking around Pula, just by the docks, really, I suppose the riverside, just on the way back from the amphitheatre, suddenly come across this big tower. No idea what it is, it looks Venetian, and next to it, church of some sort. Neither of these seem to appear on any of the guidebooks I've looked at for what to find as you walk around Pula. But hey, there it is. Let's try and have a look at it from the other side where I'm not pointing up into the sun, and you might be able to get a better view of what I can see. So as you can see, I walked around to the other side. There's obviously a church, possibly a monastery, it's quite old, and what looks to me like a Venetian tower. I say Venetian tower, it looks like some sort of a clock tower. I think the giveaway being there's a clock at the top. But I don't know where any of this area is. It's not in any of the guidebooks, so I can't actually find out where I am in Pula. Well, I suppose I could dig around if I wanted to, but just wandering about, just trying to film what there is possibly to see while we're here. And over here, it's obviously a monument, a bit more of a monastery. So during our little walk around Pula earlier today, we came across this dock area. And there's plenty of boats here, and what they obviously do in the evenings, they take you out on a dolphin hunt, allegedly, but actually they take you around all the various islands. There's a national park just off the coast of Pula, so that's what we're going to do this evening. We didn't do much research into it, we just came across one and said, yeah, we'll do a review. I don't know if it's the best one, I don't know if it's the worst one. It's just a boat, it takes you out for 3.5 hours. You cruise around the islands. Apparently the dolphins all come into this area because there's lots of fish, and where it's a protected area, no one can fish here, and so there's no fish them out there. So it's an area that the dolphins are supposed to know it's safe. They come in, they eat naturally, etc, etc. We eat, we get fed, so you can get a fish or meat or vegetarian meal. We chose fish. You can also get drinks on board. And you also get to watch the sunset. The sunset's at 8:30 this evening. Our boat cruise finishes at 9:30. It's 6 till 9:30, and so it should be a good evening. So I've got this camera, it's just a little GoPro just so I can walk around and film it on. If anything better comes up, any dolphins, I've got the bigger camera so I can zoom in to see what they're doing, and hopefully it'll be good fun. So anyway, back to board the boat, so I'll be back to you in a minute. So we're on the boat. We just got left on the boat, and been really lucky. We seem to have been given a boat right at the front, which is, well, I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. We'll find out later when we start going. Here's our view. Now, Obviously this would be quite a good spot if any dolphins are in front, or the sunset's in front of us. The sunset's behind us or to the right, no, not quite so good. The sunset's to the left, good. Depends which way we go around the islands, but we'll find that one out in a bit.
The sale is here in the zones for this site. Di Che Guevara e tante altre persone famose.
Oh my goodness gracious. This isn't even funny, Mum. I'm actually going to cry. Where's my camera?
So it's about 8 o'clock. We've been on the boat for about 2 hours now, so an hour and a half ago. They brought out the meal. Fish and salad. I forgot to film it, so I started to obliterate it already. But yeah, it's okay. I'm not 100% certain what fish it is. The unlimited wine seems to have been topped off at a bottle between 3 people, and don't seem to be coming around refilling it. So the unlimited wine part of it doesn't seem to be quite right, but maybe we can catch your attention and get some more wine in a minute. Until then, I'll continue fighting my way through the fish, trying to get the bones out of it, and enjoy the sunset. So we've just got off the boat. That was an enjoyable evening, to be perfectly honest. It wasted the time. It's now just after 9 o'clock, so it was a good 3 hours. We just sat on the boat, saw a nice sunset, managed to see some dolphins. Hopefully I'll capture them. Hopefully I can edit them in to show you what you see. And now, well, it's 9 o'clock. It's a pleasant evening. Quick wander back through Pula, head towards where we're staying. And then tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen. But until then, see you later.